Good morning, friends. Let's sing hello. I think let's do a 4-beat pattern again. Let's start on our head and come down. It's a little bit more challenging to go that way. Let's see how it goes. I have to admit that I get lost doing it this way too, so we'll see. So let's do head, shoulders, clap, knees. So it's just backwards, right? Head, shoulders, clap, knees, head. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. We're glad you're here to sing and play. Let's start together right away. Hello, hello, hello. It was a little tricky because it was fast. Well, we started a song last week about there being a hole in the bucket. I bet your grandparents know that song. Do you think the hole ever got fixed? Because we did not finish the song at all. So if you're a boy, will you sing the parts that say, Dear Liza? And if you're a girl, will you sing the parts that say, Dear Henry? So we're going to start the song over so that we can have the entire song. It is a very, very long song. But join me on the parts that you already know. There's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, a hole. Well, fix it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Well, fix it, dear Henry, dear Henry, fix it. With what shall I fix it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I fix it, dear Liza? With what? With straw, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With straw, dear Henry, dear Henry, with straw. The straw is too long, dear Liza, dear Liza. The straw is too long, dear Liza, too long. Well, cut it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Well, cut it, dear Henry, dear Henry, cut it. With what shall I cut it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I cut it, dear Liza? With what? With the knife, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With the knife, dear Henry, dear Henry, a knife. The knife is too blunt, dear Liza, dear Liza. The knife is too blunt, dear Liza, too blunt. And that's halfway through that we did last week. So now we need to do the other half. With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza? With what? With the stone, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With the stone, dear Henry, dear Henry, a stone. The stone is too dry, dear Liza, dear Liza. The stone is too dry, dear Liza, too dry. Then wet it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then wet it, dear Henry, dear Henry, wet it. With what shall I wet it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I wet it, dear Liza? With what? With water, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With water, dear Henry, dear Henry. With water. In what shall I get it, dear Liza, dear Liza, in what shall I get it? Dear Liza, in what? In a bucket, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry, in a bucket, dear Henry, dear Henry, in a bucket. There's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza, there's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, a hole. Oh, friends, did you guess what was going to happen? We started with a hole in the bucket, we went all the way around, and what did we do? We ended with a hole in the bucket. And did the hole in the bucket get fixed? Not yet. You could sing that song around and around and around, and it never ends, does it? I hope that you made your sailboats. I had a sailboat from when I made it to show you the song last week, and then I made another video to show you how to make a sailboat, so now I have two. How many sailboats do you have? Let's get up and go sailing. Do you have your sailboats? What do you think? I think the first time through we'll have small little waves. And maybe the next time through we could have a storm and have big waves. So small waves first. Do you have your sailboat ready? Sailing in a boat when the tide runs high. Sailing in a boat when the tide runs high. Sailing in a boat when the tide runs high. You can find a little friend by and by. Oops, I forgot for a bit. Did you notice my sailboat went upside down? That's not a good thing for sailboats to do. So big waves this time. Sailing in a boat when the tide runs high. Sailing in a boat when the tide runs high. Sailing in a boat when the tide runs high. You can find a little friend by and by. So if we were in the classroom, this would be a partner song that when it says, you can find a little friend, you would go find a friend to sail your boat with. And maybe you have someone at home that can do that. You choose this time. Do you want little waves or do you want big waves? Sailing in a boat when the tide runs high. Sailing in a boat when the tide runs high. Sailing in a boat when the tide runs high. You can find a little one by and by. I have a new song for you. Let me put the boats down. It's about wild horses. In the song, we're going to gallop until we get to the middle of the song. And it says, stomp on the ground now, stomp on the ground now. And then the other part is galloping around. Pick what direction you would like to gallop. This is the dance of the wild and running horses. This is the dance of the wild and running horses. Stamp on the ground now, stamp on the ground now. This is the dance of the wild and running horses. So let's go the other way. This is the dance of the wild and running horses. This is the dance of the wild and running horses. Stamp on the ground now, stamp on the ground now. This is the dance of the wild and running horses. Fast this time, friends. This is the dance of the wild and running horses. This is the dance of the wild and running horses. Stamp on the ground now, stamp on the ground now. This is the dance of the wild and running horses. I'm going to sit down. If you would like to join me and sit down, you're welcome to. I have one last song before we say goodbye, friends. And if you happen to listen to the music that I prepared for the younger children, we did this song with the younger children. We will, after we learn it, speed it up for you guys. 2 words that we're going to use is ding dong and hot dog. Of course, we're going to have to be. Ding dong, I've got the rhythm on my knees. Hot dog, I've got the rhythm on my knees. Ding dong, I've got the rhythm on my knees. Ding dong, hot dog, ding dong, hot dog. So I did it kind of fast. If you have listened to the young people's music, you notice it was a lot faster. On your head. Ding dong, I've got the rhythm on my head. Hot dog, I've got the rhythm on my head. Ding dong, I've got the rhythm on my head. Ding dong, hot dog, ding dong, hot dog. What else could we do? Let's do one hand across one knee. So you're going across your body, and you're kind of on the side of your knee. Ding dong, I've got the rhythm on my knee. Hot dog, I've got the rhythm on my knee. Ding dong, I've got the rhythm on my knee. Ding dong, hot dog, ding dong, hot dog. How about one foot? You find one foot. Ding dong, I've got the rhythm on my foot. Hot dog, I've got the rhythm on my foot. Ding dong, I've got the rhythm on my foot. Ding dong, hot dog, ding dong, hot dog. Well, my friends, we're going to sing goodbye, and this will be our last music for a while. I look forward to seeing you in the fall. Have a wonderful summer. 4-beat pattern, same one as we did to begin with. Head, shoulders, clap, knees. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. We're glad you're here to